Hello all, welcome to Global Online University. In this video, we will be looking at 75 plus most expected questions from Teaching Aptitude unit. This is the first unit and these questions that I have brought for you is according to the exam analysis of 2021, and we have tried to cover each and every topic of your paper 1 syllabus so that you get more marks from this particular unit and you increase your overall score in your paper 1.
Before going to the questions, I would also like to tell you that we have brought for you one day revision PDF for UGC NET paper 1. This PDF will include all the important topics which are like current affairs. PYQs are very important for any examination and the most expected MCQs that you must practice before the examination. The fees is just 499 and you can contact on this number to get access to this one day revision PDF. Also, we have theory plus MCQs PDF for students who are giving their UGC NET paper 2 in geography, economics, commerce, social work, English, management, Hindi or law. So if these are your subject, these PDF will be enough for your preparation since the exams are closer. So only through these PDF you will be able to study the entire syllabus in a very short time. To get access, you can contact on this number and the fees is 4999. Okay. You can download Global Online University app where we provide you 60 full syllabus tests with PDFs and solutions, 2500 plus MCQ, full syllabus video lectures and previous year's papers from 2011 to 2020 and notes on each and every unit. So you can download this app and all the material will be available to you there itself. The fees is just 999. So the first question for today is, in which level of teaching the learner gets an opportunity to discriminate at length between positive and negative examples of concept? So, as you know, there are different levels of teaching. We have memory level, understanding level, and reflexive level. So, in which level does the learner gets an opportunity to discriminate between positive and negative examples is the understanding level. Okay, so here, so your right answer is option B, understanding level. Okay. So in understanding, what happens is whatever you have learned previously, you apply that. Like in memory level, it is more about rote learning. But understanding level is when you apply whatever you have learned, related to it is related to cognitive ability, your evaluation. All this comes in understanding level. B is the right answer. During teaching, a teacher's statement that encourages students to elaborate on an answer, either their own or that of others, will be called. So there are at times during teaching, there is a teacher's statement on that. It encourages students to elaborate on that particular statement that the teacher has said. So what it is called? So it is called probing. The right answer is option D. Which of the following will be called a behavioral rather than attitude or belief related competencies for becoming an effective teacher? So there are different characteristics given over here. These are different behave. Which would you call it behavioral? Locus of control. Locus means like it means area where specific things are found. It's called locus. So locus of control or communicating, managing and monitoring teachers' enthusiasm, or evaluating and providing feedback. So, which is called behavioral. Behavioral is your communicating, managing and monitoring, and teachers' enthusiasm. So, this is behavioral. Okay, right answer is B, C, and E. Okay, next is, from the following list
of methods of teaching used in institutions of higher learning, identify those are learner centered. So here they are talking about what are the various methods of teaching, but they are students talking about higher learning. So the different methods that are given are project work, talk and talk, lecturing with audio visual, computer aided instruction, or simulation and response. So which do you think is the method of teaching in higher learning? So the method that is used is your computer aided instruction and simulation and role play. Okay, so this is your right answer is D and E only. Now this is one match the following question, where here the list one talks about the various format evaluation methods: formative evaluation, summative, criteria reference test, norm reference test. So don't get scared about these names, like criteria reference, norm reference. These are very simple. So let's match these. Formative is intention of using to define it is. Okay, so here, mm, percentile, rank, and standard scores are used for. These are used for norm reference test. So these one, okay, and criteria reference. Criteria reference means there is a specific criteria that is set by the teacher. So if you pass that criteria, that means you fulfill that criteria, that means you have passed. For example, there is a standard where like fifth standard, and the teacher said that in class fifth everybody should know tables till like 13, from 2 to 13 tables should know. So what is this? Teacher has set some criteria that students should know the table of from table of 2 to table of 13. So what is it? This is a particular criteria that has been set. So this is your standard indicator for mastery. It tells if you know that particular thing or not. So this comes your second. Okay, and formative evaluation is intention of using it to identify scope and potential for improvement, and summative is your its intention is to judge learning standard. Okay, so this is 4 and this is 3. So your right answer is 3, 4, 2, 1 is your right answer. Some students in a class exhibit great curiosity for learning. It may be because such children are gifted, come from rich families, show artificial behavior, or create indiscipline in the class. So some students which they're very curious to know about things, they keep on asking questions to the teacher. So it is because such children are gifted. This curiosity has come to them naturally. They are eager to learn new things. So hence is the right answer. The most important quality of a good teacher is sound knowledge of subject matter, good communication skills, concern for students' welfare, and effective leadership qualities. So, what is the most important quality of a good teacher is sound knowledge of subject matter. Okay, is your right answer. One more thing, it would be very helpful if you guys write down your score somewhere in a notebook so that you can at the end know how much you have scored out of 50. Okay, which one of the following is appropriate in respect of teacher student relationship? So what should be the relationship between a teacher? What kind of a relationship should be there between a teacher and a student? So it should be cordial and respectful. Right answer is option C. The academic performance of students can be improved if parents are encouraged to. So if we want to improve the marks, how much marks or percentage the students are scoring, what should be what should the parents do? What should
the teacher encourage the parents to do. So the parents should supervise the work of their wards. Wards means students here. So you see, like teachers sometimes they give thing, some questions or some homework to the students, but students they don't do it. So it is the duty of a parent to look into what the topics are being taught and then help them. Okay, give them guidance. So that is the task of a parent, is the right answer. In a lively classroom situation, there is likely to be. So if you call some classroom to be lively, how it should be? A classroom situation is called lively if there is frequent teacher student dialogue. So everywhere, usually in many of the questions, this thing has come up: teacher student interaction or dialogue. So whenever student and teacher they interact, the doubts get cleared, whatever doubts the students are having, and teacher also gets to know what the level of, or what she's teaching, whether the students are understanding it or not. So frequent teacher student dialogue is important. If a parent approaches the teacher to do some favor to his or her ward in the examination, the teacher should. So sometimes the parents go and say, okay, because of some reasons, the student is not doing that. So at that time, the teacher should refuse politely and firmly. Firmly means that surely. Okay. So in no ways the teacher should give favor unless and until there is some medical issues. The teacher should not give favors in the examination to students. For maintaining an effective discipline in the class, the teacher should. To maintain discipline in the class, the teacher should deal with the students politely and firmly. Is your right answer. An effective teaching aid is one which. Teaching aid means those things that the teacher can use to enhance the learning process. So it could be like a projector or a film strip or a audio. So an effective teaching aid is one which activates all faculties. B is your right answer. Those teachers are popular among students who help them solve their problems. B is the right answer. The essence of an effective classroom environment is. So, what should be an effective classroom environment? So, this question we have discussed previously, that it should be lively and there should be frequent student and teacher interaction. B is the right answer. On the first day of his class, if a teacher is asked by the students to introduce himself, he should tell them about himself in brief. B is the right answer. Okay, so I'm going little faster because we have to discuss 50 questions. It will be a very long class. It is nearly going to take an hour. So next is moral values can be effectively inculcated among the students when the teacher frequently talks about values, practices himself, tells stories, or talks about God and goddesses. Definitely, if you are talking about moral values and you want that the students should use these moral values in their life, he or she should first practice them on their own. Like if we are talking about punctuality, we always tell students to not take leave, come to school daily, and come on time. So if the teacher is herself coming late, then how will the students listen to her? So first, teachers should practice themselves, and then students will automatically learn from them. When some students are deliberately attempting, deliberately means that in Hindi we call it janbooch ke. Intentionally, if the students are trying to disturb the class, by making mischief, what will be your role as a teacher? So what you should do if some students are trying to disturb the class intentionally? So give them, the right answer is option D, giving them an opportunity for introspection. Introspection means think about what they have done and improve their behavior. So the teacher should give some opportunity and should not directly punish them. Which of the following belongs to a projected aid? So an example of projected aids is your epidiascope. Okay, so it is a kind of optical projector which works on transparent or optical opaque objects. Is the right answer. A teacher is said to be fluent in asking questions if he can. So this is one of important characteristics of a teacher, to ask a questions. So a teacher is said to be fluent in asking questions if he can ask meaningful questions. Okay, A is the right answer. Teacher should not just beat around the bush, talk something that is unrelated. Meaningful questions are important. Whatever is being taught, questions related to that. Which of the following qualities is most essential of a teacher? He should be a learned person. He should be a well-dressed person. He should have patience, or he should be an expert in his subject. Which of the following is important or most essential? Is the teacher should have patience. C is the right answer, because as a teacher knows so much more than the students, but he should have patience, so that only then he will be able to teach his students properly. C is the right answer over here. If you get an opportunity to teach a visually challenged students along with normal students, what type of treatment would you like to give him in the class? So sometimes such kind of students come in the class who are not able to see problem. They might have some problem with their eyes. So at that time, what should the teacher do? She should arrange a seat in the front row and try to teach at a pace. Pace means at a speed convenient to him. Okay, she shouldn't go very fast. So a teacher should not just ignore the student who is having he problem with the vision. She should take care of that student also and the other students as well. Okay, so just giving D is the right answer. Which of the following is not a characteristics of a good achievement test? So achievement test, if we talk about, some student might ask what is achievement test. It means sometimes when a test where a particular training, okay, some training is being provided, or there is a particular period for which something is taught and then it is being tested. So a good achievement test has certain characteristics. Which of these is not a characteristics of a good achievement test? So ambiguity is having more than one answer. Okay, that quality which is something is not exact. Ambiguous is having more than one answer. So C is your right answer. Student centric classroom is meant for. So student centric is when the student is at the focus. In teacher centered method, the teacher is the focus. For example, like the lecture method which we usually have in school. What happens? The teacher is in front of you. She teaches about a particular topic so that students become passive learner. But student centric method is when teacher and student, they both get an opportunity to talk, to discuss. So why it is important, why student centric method has come? Because it addresses the individual differences. So what is individual differences? It means like if there are 50 students in the class, these students have different qualities. They might come from different social, economical, or different intellects. So at in a student centric method, the teacher gives an opportunity to the students also, so that they speak, and then she finds about them. So student centric method addresses or takes care of individual differences. A teacher intends to find out the learning difficulties of students. Which of the following tests can be used? So there are different type of tests that the teacher can be used, but if there is like difficulty, I did talk about dyslexia. Okay, dyslexia is a reading disorder, and dysgraphia, we talked about dysgraphia, it is writing disorder. So all these kind of difficulties that the students are having, which test the teacher should use? So here your right answer is option D. Diagnostic test is the test that the teacher should use to find out the learning difficulties that the students are facing. Okay, D is your right answer. What is the main objective of formative evaluation? So formative evaluation is something that happens during the course of learning, not like summative students. Summative evaluation happens at the end of the term, but formative evaluation, it happens during the term. So here formative evaluation is used to enhance students' learning. The teacher keeps on asking small questions in the class, and then the students answer, and teacher finds out whatever problems the students are facing. Okay, it does not talk about to promote students in the next level. So for promotion in the next level, summative evaluation is important because it tells if the students have passed or not to enhance cooperation, to understand the learning difficulties. So for the learning difficulties, we talked about diagnostic test. For formative evaluation, the main task is to enhance students' learning. Dynamic approach to teaching means. What is the dynamic approach to teaching? So it is the student should be required to learn through activities. Okay, there are many activities that the teacher can use, and when these type of activities are used, they tend to retain whatever they have studied. Which of the following are the characteristics of a seminar? So seminar is a place where academicians, they sit together, they talk about a particular topic, they discuss it. What are the characteristics or features, you could say, of seminar? So a seminar is a form of academic instructions. It involves questioning, discussions, and debates, and it needs involvement of skilled persons. So, a seminar could be of a small group of individuals or a large group of individuals. So, we cannot say it is only for large group of individuals. So, here your right answer is A, B, and D. That is option D. Next, classroom communication must be. How should a classroom communication be? It should be student centric. We just talked about student centric method. The best method of teaching is to impart information, ask questions, ask students to read books, suggest a good reference material, or initiate a discussion and participate in it. The best method of teaching is
It is to initiate a discussion and participate in it. D is the right answer. Okay. The following teaching aid can be used by a teacher in the classroom as a live interactive device. So, you know, in this pandemic situation, there are so many interactive classes that are going on, online classes are going on. So, which teaching aids can be used as a live interactive device? Email? No, definitely, because through email, we send text and messages. Yes, Skype we can use. We can use online chat, yes, through chatting also. Teleconferencing is when you are talking on the phone, that is teleconferencing. Yes, it can be used as a live interactive device, because 5-10 students, they can talk over the phone and they can ask some doubt to the teacher. Facebook is a social networking site, and blog is something where a person writes about a particular topic. It could be food, health, or sports, anything. So, or if you're talking about teaching aids, so Skype, online chat, and conferencing can be used as a teaching aid. So B, C, and D is your right answer. Okay. The goal of teaching as compared to training is to provide opportunity of. What is the goal of teaching as compared to training? It is to opportunity of sharing, caring, and leading to create critical and creative reflection. So what is the sharing and caring in teaching? What happens, the students, they study together, they learn many good habits when they are in a classroom. While in training, what happens, the teacher's main task is to upskill that person, nothing else. That is the difference. This, the student get an opportunity for sharing, caring, and leading to critical and creative reflection. B is the right answer. There is abundant scope for promoting concept learning under which stage of development of learner. Abundant means a lot, a huge amount of scope for promoting concept learning. So at what age concept learning is best, or the scope is most for learning any concept? In which stage of development? Infancy means when the child is just born, or during childhood, adolescence, or pre-adolescence. So C is your right answer, because at this age it is the best time for concept learning. Adolescence means the age between 10 and 19 years old. Nowadays, the most effective mode of learning is. What is the most effective mode of learning? It is blended learning. Blended learning means it is the combination of e-learning and face-to-face learning. So, for example, like if the teacher is teaching something in the class, and then she gives you an online quiz for home. So what it is, face-to-face learning is also happening, and the teacher is giving you some task which you have to do online. So blended means mix. We call, you might have heard of the term blender, to make shakes, milkshakes. So what it is, it means to mix something. So blended learning also means mixing of e-learning plus face-to-face learning. Given below are two statements. Statement 1 and 2, we have to tell if both are correct or either one of them are correct. Let's see. Statement 1 says, use of programmed instructional material as supplement has the potential to optimize learning outcomes. Let's read this slowly, because it might seem scary to you all. Use of programmed instructional material. Okay, some programmed instructional material you are using as supplement. Supplement means something that we use for help.
has the potential to optimize learning outcomes. Yes, this statement is true. While ICT, if used judiciously means wisely, will render means will provide teaching learning systems effective and efficient. So they are saying ICT means information and communication technology. If we are using it wisely, it will provide teaching learning system effective and efficient. Yes, definitely true. So both these statements are true. Is your right answer. Okay. State use of program instructional material. When used, if it is used with your teaching as a supplement, it will optimize learning. So even statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is also correct. A teacher in a classroom has immediate control over. So what it is that the teacher has immediate control over? A teacher in a classroom has immediate control over herself, selected methods of communication and the message. Okay, a teacher does not have control over the audience or noise. Noise means like something she's teaching and somebody's playing some songs near the school or the institution. So she does not have control over that. Feedback technology. Sometimes if she is teaching using some projector and the projector is not working, so she does not have control over that also. Communication channel, other communicators and external factors also she will not have control over. So a teacher, he or she can have control over herself, methods of communication and what message they are trying to give is the right answer. A person can enjoy teaching as a profession when he is has control over students, commands respect from students, is more qualified than his colleagues, or is very close to higher authorities. When can a person enjoy teaching as a profession? So when he commands respect from students. B is the right answer. A diagram speaks more than 1,000 words. The statement means that the teacher should use diagrams in teaching, use more and more in the speak more and more in the class, use teaching aids, not speak too much in the class. So it means use teaching aid in the class, because whenever students they see something, they definitely retain it more. For example, they usually we remember a movie more than what we have read. So teaching aid in the class, use of teaching aids. For effective teaching, which of the following is a key behavior? Encouraging students to elaborate their own answer, summarize what was told by a student, teacher gives comments for the purpose of organizing what is to come, make ideas clear to learner who may be at different level of understanding. For effective teaching, what is the key behavior? The key behavior is making ideas clear to learners who may be at different level of understanding. Okay, D is the right answer here. Which of the following is the best method of teaching? Lecture, discussion, demonstration, or question answer method? So demonstration method is the best method of teaching. Like if the teacher is talking about physics, so if in the teacher is talking about concave lens, or we you might have studied concave lens and convex lens. So if the teacher shows these lens and does experiment on these, then the student will understand more. So demonstration is the best method of teaching. Which of the following is a scaled down teaching situation? So micro teaching is the scaled down teaching situation. What happens in this? It happens, the teacher, she looks at the recording of another teacher and takes constructive feedback from that. That is micro teaching. Assertion and reason question. Assertion says, for ensuring successful teaching learning system, both norm reference test and criteria reference test procedures for interpretation scores have to be synthesized. Okay. So if you want teaching learning systems, both these norm reference test and criteria reference test. So usually norm reference test is to take ranks and percentiles, while criteria reference test is to see the standard of learning. So is your assertion is true. Let's look at the reason. Parents and educational administrators, along with the students themselves, need to know the status of accomplishments in terms of laid down criteria and the relative position of participants that of others. So it is the responsibility of the students themselves. For example, I gave this example earlier also, that if a class 5 student should know the table of from 2 to 13, so this criteria, it should be the responsibility of the student also that they should accomplish this. So and the parents should also take care of this. So parents and educational administrators, the teachers along with the students themselves, need to know the status of accomplishment. So all these things should be taken care by all these people also, to see if they have met the criteria or not. So here both are true and reason is the correct explanation. Which one of the following types of evaluation assess the learning progress to provide continuous feedback to both teacher and student during instruction? So whenever during instruction comes, it is formative evaluation. Okay. So during the learning progress, if it says, then the answer is option B, formative evaluation. Which of the following is an audio visual teaching aid? So film strips is an example of audio visual teaching aids. C is the right answer. Which of the following is the social characteristics of a learner? What is the social characteristics of a learner? The answer is ability to relate oneself with others. Whenever social term comes, it means that they are talking about society. So society means when you have the ability to relate oneself with others, with the people around you. Okay, as a society. That is social characteristics of a learner. Which one of the following is considered a sign of motivated teaching? It is when the students ask questions. A is your right answer. Okay, A is the right answer. Arrange the following teaching progress in order. Relate the present knowledge with previous one. Evaluation, reteaching, formulation, instructional objective, or presentation of instructional material. So we have to arrange this teaching process. The first is formulation of instructional objectives, then relate to present knowledge, presentation of instructional material, then evaluation, and then reteaching. Last is reteaching. So here D is your right answer. First comes formulation of what are the objectives, then relate the present knowledge with previous ones, presentation of instructional material, what it is being taught. Then see if this what the teacher has taught, then evaluation will take place, teacher will take test and see if the students are doing good. If not, if the students are like getting low scores, that means the student have not understood, she will reteach or he will reteach. So it is 4, 1, 5, 2 and 3. A teacher intends to find out learning difficulties. Okay, this question has been repeated. So is the right answer, we know. Diagnostic test is used for find out difficulties. From the list given below, which all are the features of CBCS, choice based credit system, which has been started by UGC. So CBCS opens opportunity for students to learn subject of their own, to help to develop one's individual self, evaluated based on marking system. It helps potential employers to access performance of the candidates. It is a teacher centric approach. No, it is not. The students have to stick to same institution until the course is completed. So here your right answer is 1, 2 and 4. It gives opportunity for students to learn subject of their choice, helps to develop individual self, and it helps potential employers to access performance of the candidates. Okay, 4, 1, 2 and 4. This is something about CBCS you can read over here. Which of the following characteristics do or does not belong to effective teaching? Which is not a characteristics, not a characteristic means teaching is both formal and informal. So this is a characteristics. Teaching is a tool to help students to adapt themselves in society and environment. Yes, this statement is also true. This is a characteristic of effective teaching. Teaching is a one-time process. No, it is not a one-time process. Teacher can teach in an effective manner if she has some knowledge on the subject. No, this is also not a characteristic. But since the question asks which is not a characteristic, so this is not a characteristic and this is not a characteristic. So your answer is 3 and 4, which is option C. Okay. So some student has said A as the right answer. No, it is not, because teaching is both for. Here the question has it is saying which does not belong to effective teaching. So teaching is not a one-time process, and a teacher can teach in effective manner. A teacher cannot teach in effective manner if she has only some knowledge. She should be master of that subject. Okay, mastery is important. So this is the end of the session. I hope you liked it. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends who are preparing for UGC NET paper 1. So I hope it helped you. I tried to cover all the questions from this unit, and soon I will be bringing up more mock tests on other units as well. So write your scores in the comment section. So the first question is, among the following, which one is not an instructional material? Printed study guide, overhead projector, audio post podcast, or YouTube video? The right answer to this question is overhead projector. Option B. Which among the following reflects best the quality of teaching in a classroom? Through the use of many teaching aids in the classroom, through full attendance in the classroom, through quality of questions asked by the students in the classroom, or through observation of silence by the students in the classroom? The right answer is through the quality of questions. See, if the students are understanding what the teacher is teaching, then they will ask better questions and not
silly questions. So to say, I wouldn't say that silly questions, because no question is silly. If there is some doubt, and students should definitely ask questions. Lakshmi is saying option D. No, D is not the answer. It is C. Yeah. Which among the following is best advantage of choice based credit system? Reducing anxiety, examination anxiety among students, helping teacher to complete syllabus on time, shift in focus from teacher centric education, or improve classroom education. Okay, the answer is option C, shifting in focus from teacher centric education. So, what is CBCS, choice based credit system? Is that you can choose your own courses from a list of courses that are present there. Okay, so what happens? The courses that the students can like, they will choose the ones they are that is suitable to them. A teacher asks questions in the classroom to keep students busy, maintain discipline, attract students' attention, or teach. Okay, please write question number. It would be very helpful with your answer. The answer here is attract students' attention. Very simple question, because option A is not valid. We don't want to just keep the students busy. Not only discipline is important, but that is not the main motive. We want the students to learn, to think on their own. So when teacher asks questions, students become very attentive. Hence the answer is C. So suppose as a teacher you are training your students in public speaking and debate. Which among the following is most difficult to develop among the students? Selecting appropriate language, control over emotions, voice modulation, or concept formulation. Okay, Roshan is saying that if the answer is correct, please take the name. See, Roshan, there are so many students. It would be a waste of time for you all if I take the names of each and everyone. Okay, so you judge yourself. If your answer is correct, then good for you. Okay, control over emotions is the most to develop, because there are so many emotions when you are speaking in public and debate. You might get angry also sometimes, when if the other party is not, you know, agreeing to what you're saying. You can get angry also, you can get nervous. So control over emotions is very difficult to develop. Next is the interaction between a student and a teacher creates a zone of proximal confusion, development, distortion, or difference. So they are saying when the students and teacher they are interacting, what is that zone, or zone of proximal? Proximal is something that is an area close to the center. The area is, it is the area of development. Okay, because we are learning through new things. Classroom communication should essentially be empathetic, abstract, non descriptive, or concrete. Proximal is nothing but just an area near you. So when teacher and student they are interacting, that area is an area of development, zone of development. Classroom communication should be empathetic. Empathetic means empathy is actually a higher form of sympathy. So we should keep the feelings of each and every one in mind, because we know we have so many people of different cultural backgrounds, social backgrounds, political background. So we should not hurt the feeling of others. Which of the following is a key behavior in effective teaching? Structuring instructional variety, questioning, or using students' ideas and contribution. Instructional variety, very important for effective teaching. Yeah, Lakshmi, you're right. Understanding means understanding how the other person is feeling. That is empathy. On the basis of summative tests. So, what are summative tests? The tests that are usually taken at the end of the course. Okay. So they are saying on the basis of summative test, a teacher is interpreting his or her students' performance in terms of their wellness lifestyle evident in behavior. This is called continuous and comprehensive evaluation, norm based testing, criteria based testing, or formative testing. The answer is norm based, criteria based testing. So, criteria, reference test, and assessment, they are designed to measure students' performance. Okay. What is the purpose of underlying the use of teaching aids? To make the lessons interesting, to capture students' attention, to enhance access to technological resources, to optimize learning outcomes. The right answer is to optimize learning outcomes. In the list given below, identify key behaviors which have been observed to be contributive to effectiveness. Lesson clarity, probing, teacher task orientation, student success rate, instructional variety, or using students' idea. So they are asking identify key teaching behaviors that help us to effective learning. The right answer is lesson clarity, task orientation, teacher task orientation, student success rates, and instructional variety. Probing means inquiring something. Okay. Which of the following set of statements best describes nature of objective of teaching? Teaching and learning are internally integrated. There is no difference between teaching and training. Concern of all teaching is to ensure some kind of transformation in students. All good teaching is formal in nature. A teacher is a senior person. Teacher is a social act where teaching is a personal act. The answer here is A, C, and F. So, teaching and learning are related. So, teaching is to ensure transformation. This is also true. And so, teaching is a social act and learning is a personal act. The use of teaching aids is justified on the grounds of attracting students' attention in the classroom, minimizing indiscipline problem in the classroom, optimizing learning outcome of students, or effective engagement of students in learning tasks. The right answer here is optimizing learning outcomes. Which of the following is the highest level of cognitive ability? The answer is evaluating. Achievement tests are commonly used for the purpose of assessing the amount of learning after teaching, making selections for a specific job, selecting candidates for a course, or identifying strength and weakness of learners. So, achievement test, they are commonly used for assessing the amount of learning after teaching, how much you have learned. Techniques used by teacher to teach include, yes, lecture. Teacher uses lecture method, interactive lecture method, and group method. Self study, it is used by students. So it is not used by a teacher. Hence the answer will be A, B, and C. Option B. Which of the following statements about teaching aids are correct? It helps to retain concepts for longer duration. Yes, this is correct. They help students learn better. True. They make teaching learning process interesting. This is also correct. They enhance learning. So this is wrong. Rote learning means you are just cramming things, जिसको हम हिंदी में कहते हैं रट्टाफिकेशन. So teaching aids does not help with this. Hence the answer is A, B, and C. A good teacher is one who inspires students to learn, gives information, explains concept, or gives printed notes. The answer will be inspires students to learn, because eventually just not giving information and explaining concept and notes will help. You will have to inculcate that interest in studies so that they like studying more and they intend at gaining knowledge. Maximum participation of teaching is possible through inductive method. Okay, from lecture method, demonstration, inductive, and textbook method. Lecture method. So in lecture method, students' participation is less. Even in demonstration and textbook method, the most is in inductive method. Diagnostic evaluation ascertains students' performance at the beginning of instructions, learning progress and failures during instructions, degree of achievement of instructions at the end, or causes and remedies of persistent learning problems during instructions. So diagnostic evaluation, a certain means it makes sure to make sure something. So what is diagnostic? It finds the causes and problems of persistent learning problems. For instance, a student is not able to understand something. So what we will do? The teacher will find the problem and the solution to the problem. Instructional aids are used by teacher to clarify the concept. The right answer will be option C. Attitude of a teacher that helps teaching pertains to affective domain, cognitive domain, connotative or psychomotor domain. The answer is affective domain. So affective domain involves feelings, emotions, okay, which is not a prescribed level of teaching, memory, understanding, reflective or differentiation. The answer will be differentiation. See, we have memory level, then above it, memory level means just learning. Understanding means you are understanding the concept, and reflecting is you are applying the same in your life. So, differentiation is not a level of teaching. Which one is considered as a sign of motivated teaching? Students asking questions, maximum attendance, pin drop silence, or taking notes. The answer is going to be students asking questions. Okay, so this is motivated teaching because the teacher is motivating you to ask questions. So, which method uses maximum use of knowledge, problem solution, laboratory, self study, or team study? The answer is laboratory method, because whatever you are learning, you have to apply that thing in laboratory method. In order to understand his students, a teacher should be well versed in which of the following: child psychology, inclination toward understanding children, opinion of the students toward the subject matter, or all of the above. The answer will be all of the above, option B.